Epcot is known as the food park of Disney World, and for good reason. There is so much good food and there's so many delectable restaurants. But which one is the very best? Hey everybody, it's Chris for AllEars TV and AllEars.net. We want you to have the perfect day at Epcot, and if you're a fan of delicious food, you're going to want to pay attention to this list because today we are ranking the top 4 restaurants in Epcot according to your reviews on AllEars.net. The number 4 best restaurant in Epcot, as chosen by our AllEars reviews with a rating of 8.55, Tangierine Cafe. Located in the Morocco Pavilion, this open-air quick-service cafe serves traditional Middle Eastern cuisine, including lamb, hummus, and couscous, with both indoor and outdoor seating that a lot of your reviews mentioned being fantastic respite from the hustle and bustle of Epcot.
Tangierine Cafe, definitely an underrated spot. I'm glad to see this on the list. It's definitely a great place to go if you're looking for something a little bit healthier or you're more an adventurous eater. You're gonna find something you like. I love the shawarma platter and I also love hummus, and hummus is on basically every menu item, so that's a win for me.
The Morocco Pavilion is definitely one of the most underrated spots in Epcot, and this restaurant fits into that category as well.
And it's cool we get to include a place considered to be underrated on the list of the best restaurants in the park because clearly the people who are in the know are passionate about this place. Let's hear from one of them now.
Lisa LLJ said, had the chicken shawarma platter here last time I was in Epcot. Hands down, best Disney meal I've ever had.
I really like eating in the Morocco Pavilion in Epcot because I really like adventurous flavors and I like Mediterranean dishes too. So Tangierine Cafe is definitely a win for me.
And that's a great point. Mediterranean foods tend to be on the lighter side. You'll find salads and olives alongside grilled meats flavored with exotic spices rather than ubiquitous fried theme park food. If you need to keep it very traditionally American for you and your family, this isn't going to be your spot. But if you like the idea of lean proteins with delicious sides like tabbouleh and couscous, then you should absolutely add this to the list of places you have to eat.
I can't wait to go to this place and try what they call the vegetarian platter, which is also vegan. Just make sure you check the ingredients list on the pita bread to be absolutely sure. But I'm a huge fan of falafel, which is basically chickpeas ground up with really delicious spices and then they deep fry it. And I don't know about you, but that sounds really good to this chubby vegan.
A reviewer named Mo Bach said, solid food, great choices for vegetarians, consistently good. And consistency is one of the highest praises you can have for a Disney World restaurant. It's good to hear that what people love about this place seems to stay that way over time. The pros. It's top quality counter service, meaning that you can walk right in without a reservation. Your reviews also mentioned that vegetarians and others with restricted diets will easily find something to eat on this menu. You told us you love that this restaurant is set back away from the main thoroughfare in Epcot and provides a relaxing respite from the hectic bustle of the park. The cons. Seating is limited. Though once you got a seat, you said it was nice, the competition to grab one for you and your family could cause you some stress. While we love the exotic spices used to flavor the dishes here, it may be too far out for some. Though quick service restaurants are great for last-minute dining for guests on the go, those who prefer to plan every detail in advance may not like the fact that reservations aren't available for quick service locations. Your number 3 pick for the best restaurants in Epcot with an AllEars viewer rating of 8.62, Yorkshire County Fish Shop. Located in the UK Pavilion, this is another counter-service restaurant that attracts die-hard fans to its limited but expertly executed menu. While they sometimes serve a chicken and mushroom pie that I'm sure tastes very good, nobody's coming here for that. It's called the Fish Shop for a reason, and this is the place where you come to get a perfectly prepared fish and chips, very similar to Rose and Crown's next door, but at a much lower price. While the kind of fish used is different between the two restaurants, hake at Yorkshire County and cod at Rose and Crown, the preparation is the same and the price is certainly right for the quick service version. If you've eaten at both restaurants, have you been able to tell the difference between the two kinds of fish? Let us know in a review at AllEars.net and in the comments below.
Yes, yes, yes. I feel like fish and chips are one of those iconic Epcot snacks that you have to get when you're snacking and drinking around the world. The fish and chips are the perfect size for a meal for one person or easily shareable, but don't forget you need to get about 378 packets of malt vinegar to drown the fish in, or that might just be me.
I really like getting lunch at Yorkshire Shop because you can't really go wrong with good fish and chips, and it pairs really well with one of my favorite drinks in all of Epcot, which is the Black and Tan beer right next door at the Rose and Crown.
Slider Sports said, I'm normally lukewarm towards fish and chips. My wife and I cannot visit Epcot without a visit to the Yorkshire County Fish Shop. The batter they use on the fish is next level. I highly recommend checking this quick service location out and grabbing a table near the water.
Do I cheat and eat at the Yorkshire County Fish Shop? Because this talk of delicious fish and chips is making me really hungry and question a lot about my life.
My confession, and this pains me to say as someone with a British parent, but I don't really love fish. But that just goes to show how good this fish and chip shop is, because the fish is really, really incredible. It is fried to perfection, it's super yummy, and even me, someone who does not like fish very much, I think it's great.
Wow, so this is the exception for a lot of you who don't usually eat fish. This is great to keep in mind if you're like that too, because it might be worth it to give this particular fish dish a try. Kaylee B17 says, great fish and chips, tasted amazing, and I rarely eat fried fish. And there are a number of reviews pointing out that your picky kids enjoyed this restaurant also. Meltort says, we decided to snack around the world during food and wine instead of each person getting a meal for lunch. So the three of us shared this, and I was wishing I had more. The fish was hot, flaky, and crisp. The fries were also salted just right. Even my kids, who typically do not care for this type of batter, enjoyed the fish and chips. The pros. Even those who said in their reviews that they don't normally enjoy fish rave about it at this restaurant. Even though their dining area currently doubles as a relaxation station, reviewers had no problem finding a seat. This is, of course, dependent on how busy the park is that day, so be sure to check out how busy it is ahead of time if you want to make sure you have a place to sit down, and consider eating here when it's not prime dining times. It's great food at a great price. You could save almost $14 by ordering the fish and chips here versus Rose and Crown. The cons. If you aren't in the mood for fish and chips, then you're going to find this to be a limited menu. It's a fun pub environment, and even though it's outdoors, it still gets loud. Also, the UK Pavilion in general is a pretty tight fit even on a normal day, but it can feel extremely extra crowded on high attendance days and during festivals. You won't be immersed in the same way you will be at Rose and Crown, and you can't make a reservation in advance to ensure seating. And the number 2 pick for the best restaurant in Epcot with an all-ears viewer rating of 8.75 is Teppan Edo in the Japan Pavilion. This table service restaurant in the Japan Pavilion is very similar to Benihana for fans of the Japanese hibachi experience. Seating surrounds the Teppan Grill, where your food is prepared right before your eyes with plenty of showmanship. Each table fits 8 people, so if your party is smaller, you will be seated with others. That's a pro if you're an extrovert who loves breaking bread with new friends you've been paired with through the luck of the reservation system. But if you have even a little social anxiety, you might perceive this as a con ahead of time. I've experienced both sides, and I can honestly say that when the other members of the table are willing to participate in the community experience, it truly one-ups the entire meal event. Likewise, if everybody wants to be on their own, the whole experience is less interesting, even though the food is fairly solid. One thing we could say for sure, the value you get if you're on the Disney dining plan is pretty amazing.
Teppan Edo is a great choice if you are on the Disney dining plan. It's one of the most expensive meals you can get as a single credit. Some of the meals, the entrees are upwards of $40. However, if you're not on the dining plan, to me it's not a great choice because it's just a hibachi restaurant. There are national chains that you can get basically the same thing, and it is expensive for what you get if you're paying out of pocket.
Jade said, on this occasion, we sat with a group of 6 and it turned out great. A server takes your order and brings out your drinks, and then your teppanyaki chef makes your main entrees, noodles, and vegetables. This meal was like having a dinner with a show. He did juggling tricks and made a volcano with the onions. Love that.
People definitely love teppanyaki, and I am one of those people. However, I typically pick Teppan Edo as a skip. There are definitely better food options in Epcot, and there are some that are cheaper. Now that said, something about teppanyaki is really striking me as like a fun theme park meal. So if that's what you're looking for, head on over.
All of your reviews rave that the food here is delicious and that the chefs are extremely entertaining. It's important to point out that people were not fans of the dessert offerings at this restaurant. And you're in Epcot, which has incredible dessert options. Definitely don't waste a dessert opportunity on this place. Skip dessert at dinner and head elsewhere in the park for your sweet treats. The pros. If you've never been to a hibachi restaurant, then you've missed out on truly skilled entertainment with your dinner. There's something unique and extremely delicious with this style of Japanese food. It's a great value for Disney Dining Plan participants. The cons? You may be seated with strangers, which could get awkward. If the most important course to you is dessert, you would be better off going elsewhere in Epcot. You have a chef at your table and you're a captive audience to their show, and it's a very social experience. So if you're looking for quiet, private dining, this isn't the place. And finally, your pick for the #1 best restaurant in all of Epcot. The park known for amazing food, coming in with a combined meal rating of 8.83, Garden Grill. We have featured this all-you-care-to-enjoy family-style skillet restaurant before, and it's an understatement to say this place has its fans.
Wait. Garden Grill got the #1 restaurant in Epcot? My favorite restaurant in the entire world since the 90s? AllEars reviewers, you have excellent taste.
Sarah D said, this was my kid's favorite restaurant during our recent trip. The food was great and our server was very attentive.
Garden Grill is a must book for me on any Disney trip. I mean, the food is amazing. I really love their breakfast. The spinning is so cool and unique. They serve food from the land greenhouses, and on top of all of that, I get to hang out with Mickey in a farmer's outfit. Top notch.
The spinning Quincy mentioned is referring to the fact that the whole restaurant is on a turntable, which very slowly rotates you through the scenes from Living with the Land, the boat ride downstairs in the Land Pavilion. There are scenes that bring you through some of the high-tech gardens where produce for Garden Grill is actually grown. And if getting to meet Mickey caught your attention, this is indeed a character meal as well, so a number of elements combine to make this a very popular spot.
As far as underrated character dinings go, Garden Grill tops my list. The food is actually excellent. I love the location and that it spins and looks into the Living with the Land. And of course, you get a lot of quality time with Mickey and Pluto and Chip and Dale. However, as far as top restaurant in all of Epcot, I personally would pick something in World Showcase with some kind of cuisine that I don't get as frequently. I would go to France, I would go to Italy, I would go even more adventurous and go to somewhere like Morocco. But if you've got little ones or people that are more picky eaters and want a good character meal, Garden Grill is a great choice.
I think that Garden Grill is super cute, and I know for a lot of people this is their must-book restaurant in Epcot. The food is really good, the characters are great, and the atmosphere is really fun. However, for me, when I go to Epcot, I am going to eat at World Showcase.
And this is a great perspective to consider. When in Epcot, many people feel like it's their one chance to step out of their comfort zone and try some more exotic flavors from around the world. Those Garden Grill skillets are epic, even iconic. But Mickey and Friends do constantly make the rounds, and if you're trying to have a romantic dinner, I'm not sure this is the vibe you're looking for. But if you're a fan of all-you-care-to-enjoy dinners, love having characters stop by your table for photo ops, and classic American comfort food fits nicely in with your comfort zone, this place could easily be your favorite restaurant in Epcot. I'm not gonna lie, Garden Grill is a must-stop meal on every one of our family vacations. Now, speaking of romantic meals, an anonymous reviewer told us this was one of my favorite meals on my honeymoon. The best part of this meal was the characters. Since the restaurant is smaller, we got to see Mickey, Pluto, Chip and Dale several times. So for some of you, it sounds like dining with the characters even enhances a romantic experience. And to that I say, live your life. That really is the beauty of Epcot. There's something literally for everyone. BJ Servier said, loved this place. Got in at my reservation time. Loved seeing all 4 characters twice. Loved the family style service, even though I was on a solo vacation. The pros. Living with the land is a relaxing boat ride that takes you through the greenhouses that grow the food you are eating, which is why everything tastes and feels unbelievably fresh. It's delicious, all you care to enjoy food. Chip and Dale, Mickey, and Pluto all make appearances in this popular character dining experience. The cons? It's expensive if you don't eat a lot. You're being charged a flat rate of $55 for adults and $36 for children. Depending on how much you eat, it may not be worth it. If you're trying to fuel up quickly and hit the park again, this is not the meal for you. If you come to Epcot for an international food journey, you may feel that despite the quality, the menu lacks anything exotic. So what do you think of this list? Did your favorite Epcot restaurant come out on top, or did you feel like your fellow viewers missed the mark on this one? Head over to AllEars.net to leave your reviews for everything Disney parks related, hotels, restaurants, rides, and more. You have the power to change this list right now by leaving your own review. And who knows, your opinion may be included in a future episode. If you like this video, go ahead and click the thumbs up. Be sure to stay tuned to AllEars TV and AllEars.net for more Disney news. Follow us on social media at AllEars.net. New to the channel? Check out our other AllEars videos right here, and please subscribe to AllEars.net. You clang that little notification bell and you immediately get notified when we post a new video. This is Chris for AllEars TV. See you next time.